I've never watched it all the way through, but I know it's a long fucking movie.
I'm 82 years old and I have to go to bed at 10. Fuck you!
Rip a finger off and shove it up my ass.
You always talk about the Fanboy Fight Club. Good evening, fanboys and girls. Welcome to yet another edition of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Tonight is our red, white, and pew, pew, pew edition of the show where we discuss which first-person shooters will make America great again. We also will feature our Week 9 battles in our Super Fantasy League. But before we get into all that, I'm Jason. I try to captain the ship to no success whatsoever.
Which is weird because he's a parent, so you think he'd be used to yelling at a bunch of little kids.
You would think so. Let me go and introduce you to the rest of the squad. Live from his bunker somewhere in Arizona, we have our healer/repair guy, Jake, who you can tweet at @Ghostcross_Ghostcross. That's @_Ghost, as in Casper, Cross as in Jesus. Live from the same town, and they only live 5 minutes away from each other, we have our guys that run guns blazing into the fight with no regard for themselves, Jamar and Mike. Who Jamar you can follow at Macintosh Jamar, Mike you can follow at Cult of Aggressor. But you can tell I didn't practice this as much as I did the last couple of weeks. And of course, our man, what did I write down for Wes?
He doesn't even fucking know.
The fucking camper.
I figured he was going to be the healer and be healing us with frappuccinos or something.
I seem to remember Jake being the more that mindset.
How would you know? We never play anything together, so
Not anymore, but
I think we ever really played with Jake is like maybe a little bit of Division and some GTA.
That's about it, yeah.
all right. So anchoring our team, and while he's not checking on his kill-death ratio, he's serving up Java in the barracks. We have our ultimate barista, Wes. Who hopes he won't be an ultimate barista anymore soon. So anyway, you can tweet at Wes at the only Wes Smith, and you can tweet at me at JT Hummel. And I guess we're just getting into the Super Fantasy League. So it's Week 9. Mike has a bye, so he's going to update us on the standings. And it's his show.
Mike is by.
He is.
Only for you, Wes. I mean, look at that hair, how it swoops so naturally.
I know, I meant to get a haircut today, I forgot.
You got that Matt Smith hair. Alright, so Stings currently, I had to go and rework things because the Word document didn't save, and I had to retally all the votes since Week 1. So, right now we have trailing in dead last Jason with 40 points. Then we have in 4th place Jamar with 65 points. Then we have in
Jake.
3rd place Wes with 70 points.
Fuck!
And 2nd place Jake with 75 points. And in 1st, me with 80 points.
Funny that the guy keeping score is the guy in first place.
It's weird how that works.
Hey, I also had to keep track of who the
guy
fuck he
who
has
gets
used.
all of his friends to vote for him is the one that's in first place.
Hey,
And
not my fault you don't
and-
pander to your friends.
My only win came against them, so.
Yeah, so obviously my plan doesn't work all the time, Jake, considering half
so
my
we just-
friends voted for you.
We just have to get our friends to vote.
I mean, you don't have any friends besides us, Wes, so...
Jamar, will you vote for me?
As long as you vote for me.
Don't you two usually do that anyway?
The worst part is I usually forget to vote for myself, and that's where I really...
Well, that was another thing, is I completely forgot when I put the poll on Twitter to vote for myself.
All right.
Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I don't think anybody's actually sent me their picks for this week, so... I see, I got texts. I'm not used to getting texts from you guys. Okay, so you've got that,
Were you using Mike, or
I'm not
Jason?
using anybody because it's not my week.
No, it's Jason.
Oh, I'm
If
missing
you don't know what I'm
Wesley.
using by now, that's your fault.
Well, I already know who Wesley's using, never mind. Okay, so who...
Wait, is Jason against Jamar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you used Blade, didn't you?
I don't have Blade. I only have one person left.
Yeah,
No, you have Jonah Hex
Wait,
and Blade.
Did you?
You have
I don't have
Blade.
Blade left.
Yes, you
never
do.
even used Blade.
You
I
never
swear
used-
used
I
Blade.
went through all of
Yeah.
these
I thought
fucking
you did
things
too.
while I tallied everything, and
No,
you did not use Blade. There's not a single pull with Blade in it.
Oh,
We,
all right,
we made a
cool.
big deal out of Blade because you picked Blade. We were like, which Blade? The Afro Blade or
Yeah, because
alright.
we realized you probably hadn't read the comics,
hey,
so
there's a person.
yes, there is a person. So we were like, you realize you can't use Movie Blade. But yes, so you do have two people left, Jason. So you had Blade
Oh,
and the other person. Anyway, so we're gonna start with Jason and Jamar then. So we've got Jason with Gotham Guano, and he is gonna be using Jonah Hex, and he's taking on Jamar with what was it? PS Vita sucks, or no, DS sucks. PS Vita fucks. I think it was. I don't fucking know. We have all sorts of
what it was.
abbreviated in our lists. Jamar with Donatello.
All right.
And let me get my timer ready. And
I was totally prepared for Juggernaut.
sorry. Well, being you obviously prepared for next week, being you chose Donnie this week, you dick.
No, I was actually gonna use Donnie against Juggernaut. I had
Oh,
some
interesting.
tricks up my sleeves.
Anyway,
Wait, I wasn't.
you got your minute starts now. Go.
Rocksteady killed him. I don't know.
All right, Jamar, what do you got?
I mean,
You're
it's
using a
Jonah
turtle.
Hex. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
so-
Jonah Hex. He's an
all right,
assassin.
well, yeah. So we're gonna
Bounty
talk
hunter.
about assassin. What are normally assassins? How are they trained?
He's gonna shoot Donnie in the head, and green blood is gonna just come out of his head, and that's gonna be
This got dark.
So he's a master marksman, but can he see at night?
Yeah.
He can.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. So he has night vision as well, then, right?
Yeah, he does.
Do you have anything to prove that?
This is
Do not. All right. So
The scopes on his gun have night vision.
okay, well that's cool. I mean, if you can see a ninja, if you come up behind you, beat the shit out of you. I mean, realistically, what can you do? You have guns. If a ninja can't get around guns, then I guess then you shouldn't be a ninja. But I mean, you think it would be a simple battle. You think you could just say, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot him," but your hand-to-hand combat skills aren't good enough to be a trained ninja.
I mean,
he's a
Jonah Hex.
ninja.
Jonah Hex once beat Superman, so I think he could beat Donnie.
I mean, but Superman's really a pussy. I mean, what are you gonna bring the green?
Superman has died like 5 times.
Come
Yeah,
on.
Donnie's only died once.
And I mean,
And he
technically,
didn't even
actually,
technically
he
die.
didn't die. He was just in a really long coma. Which,
Jonah Hex was stuffed.
Wasn't even that
Hey,
He
long.
was in a museum for a year and came back. So
Yeah, he was exhausted. He just took a long nap.
yeah, I mean, you
100
crack
and a
the
half.
shell, it'll hurt a turtle, but at the end, you can't. I mean, turtles live forever. They're super old. So
I had a turtle, and he died after 12 years, so they don't live forever.
Was he a ninja turtle?
Mine didn't last
Yeah,
that long.
You have
Sure.
to feed him, guys.
Hey, mine
Okay,
committed
so-
suicide. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tortoises.
Mine drowned
tortoises
itself.
Are the ones that live a long, long time. Turtles do live
All
a long
right,
time,
you
but not
boys.
as long as.
And I'm pretty
Throwing
sure
out
that a normal turtle or tortoise isn't going to have to worry about Jonah Hex blasting his head off with a gun either. So I'm pretty sure in that case, Donnie's lifespan would be a little bit shorter than your average tortoise.
So, aliens, he could beat those. I guess he can't beat Jonah Hex, though, because he has a gun. Okay,
Well,
cool.
well,
So-
Donnie works as a group though. He works
Right,
with his three brothers. You're talking on a one-on-one battle. He's not going to stand a chance by himself. He doesn't have his support cast with him.
Yeah, but look at the things that he would bring to it, though. I mean, you say you have a gun. That's cool. Donnie creates a lot of
one
weapons,
gun,
right?
multiple guns.
So, if I have a gun as well, say,
I have never seen Donatello use a gun.
have you watched the cartoons?
Yes, I have.
Well, then
I've never
that's why,
seen-
because you're watching cartoons.
That's
Just because it doesn't have a traditional bullet, if he's shooting like
why, 'cause you're watching
if
cartoons.
he's shooting,
Okay, final thoughts, guys.
look, I clearly wasn't prepared for Jonah Hex. It sprung on me at the very last second. So, I mean, realistically, Donatello's much of a cooler guy than Jonah Hex. He's a old Western comic book hero-y guy. Like, realistically, he's kind of old, grumpy, and no one really cares. And this movie
He's
is
old. He's old, grumpy, and badass, much like me. Jonah Hex would kick Donatello's ass in any battle. So I'm
You
okay
just
with it.
so if you compare yourself to Jonah Hex, then it automatically Donatello wins.
Yeah, I feel like that's his good game.
That's game.
He's like
I don't
me,
know.
guys. I wonder if he practices his
Sorta
opening
has-
lines.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that was your. Yeah, okay. So
That's pretty awful.
yeah, that was interesting. And then this I'm waiting to see how this next one goes. The next one is Wes with BVS sucks. Mike has bad taste with Spider-Man.
So you know your own name.
I don't know my own name. I'm tired. Fuck you. And Jake with Fatalistic, and his fighter Doctor Strange.
Oh.
And fight.
You put Double Dragon away.
All right. So I'm sorry, Wes. Anybody who gets put up against Doctor Strange is in for a rough shot because by the entity of literally called or Eternity, which is the sentience of the Marvel's universe in the comics, like pretty much came out and told everybody that Doctor Strange was more powerful by far than any other humanoid on the planet. So right there you have the consciousness of the entire universe saying like, hey, this guy would win in a fight. So I mean, sorry, there's that.
Is anyone still listening? That was like really fucking drawn out. Like you could be like he's the strongest person of all. No one's listening to you at this point. Alright, here's one thing that Doctor Strange doesn't have.
Oh God.
Mary Jane Watson. Spider-Man fucks! Dude.
Dude, I will take
the hottest goddamn female in comics. Spider-Man is the fucker.
But look who's played that female versus who just played Doctor Strange's girl in the movie. I mean, I'll take Rachel McAdams over either of the other
That
two.
we aren't allowed to use other universes or
Yeah,
movies compared to
movies got to be comics.
Whoa. Plus, I mean, Strange has this weird, like, I'm gonna rape children goatee thing going on.
It's only because Spider-Man can't grow a goatee because he hasn't gone through puberty yet.
Spider-Man would have a goddamn beard if he could. He's too young.
Yeah, he can't. Exactly. He's a boy.
Yeah, he's.
But
I
mean, anything that Spider-Man could do to Doctor Strange would just get nullified by the Eye of Amagato. So I mean, there's just that.
oh my god, he could rewind time, which is pretty cool. But he won't be able to use it when Spider-Man webs him with his wedding.
You wouldn't be okay. So
Ow.
you web Doctor Strange's hands together. The cloak of levitation, which acts on its own, will just carry him away.
Why not
So,
just
I
web
mean,
that shit too?
What
Web it all. Web it all. Put him in a web.
You web him into a cocoon, and the cocoon floats away because the cape of levitation can levitate.
Web him
Even
in
if
a
it's
cocoon and attach him to the rhino and have that guy run into some walls. He'll be dead.
no, because he would have protected him in the cocoon. The
The
cocoon.
the webbing?
Strong, right? Yeah. The webbing would
Alright,
protect him.
Okay, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. Spider-Man's gonna web the shit out of him into a web cocoon. He's going to beat the shit out of Green Goblin and steal his flying thing. He's gonna fly that motherfucker to a volcano, throw that bastard into a volcano, boom, dead.
By
Go
that time,
home,
would have gotten.
fuck Mary Jane.
Would have astral projected himself out of it, and you wouldn't have been able to do anything. He would have astral projected himself out, and then he would have made the glider malfunction, and it would have crashed before he got the volcano. And in the crash, the webbing would have gotten destroyed, and he'd be fighting again.
You know, Spider-Man would just team up with Mysterio and create some scenario Doctor Strange has no idea he's in, and he'll be stuck
Pull
there.
in teammate. You can't fucking pull in teammate.
Yes.
Otherwise, Jamal
it's
might have actually had a chance with Donatello.
All right, that's final thoughts, boys.
good.
Daddy don't need no hope.
The Sorcerer Supreme, he can make magic out of the energies of the universe. He's been called the strongest person in the universe by the sentience of the universe. So, I mean, I think that's a tough fight.
Got Spider-Man, who's known as the Web Supreme guy. He's the supreme guy of webs. That's real. Let's give you some bullet points. Bullet points.
More
Good.
powerful he is.
I'm gonna bullet point the whole conversation. Bullet point number 1, cocoon motherfucker. Bullet point number 2, steal a flying shit from Green Goblin. Bullet point number 3, volcano his ass. Bullet point number 4, go home and fuck Mary Jane. # profit.
That's Mary Jane's dead, which she
What?
is. You
Oh, he's getting married again.
know. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot they rebooted everything.
They had to reboot everything every 10 years.
All right, so that's gonna be it. So we'll have the polls up on Twitter and Facebook here after the show, and you guys can vote. I'm surprised Jake just didn't say that. At least Tony Stark didn't steal his bitch.
Right. At least Tony Stark did fuck Doctor Strange's aunt.
Oh,
That just means he's good friends with.
that's
Tony
only in
Stark,
the movie.
Yeah.
Which
Tony
means
Stark can fuck. I mean, Tony Stark can fuck Peter Parker for all I care. It's Tony goddamn Stark.
Wow, that was fun. All right.
Yes. Wes going out with a bang.
Woo!
I missed that.
I had to put that Spider-Man fucks one time.
Well, of course. I mean, that's your whole.
That's been your fucking campaign
Your
since the
selling
beginning.
I mean,
You're
we
like
got
Trump
fuck
and
Gwen
his wall.
Stacy too. Till she died.
I feel like that's the better option, though.
Probably still would have.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our main event. So this was originally set to be our 4th of July show, but since we didn't have that show, what better time to move that to than after the release of Call of Duty? So speaking of Call of Duty, we put a poll up on our Twitter, and a whole 35 of you, our fans and other people, actually did participate in that poll. So I want to thank everybody who actually participated. And if you're listening to this, and the poll is actually still going to be up for about 19 hours, so if you want to go on and check it out, feel free. You can basically, we were trying to figure out if you're playing Call of Duty, if you're playing Battlefield 1, or if you think they both suck, you're playing something else. In hindsight, I probably should have put a couple more options on there to try and find out what people are playing, but hey, it's our first
Overwatch.
one of our first polls, so
Only
why
'cause it's
not?
free.
I'll say that game if they give me a free copy.
Overwatch. Free copies, Blizzard.
Yeah. Come on, Blizz.
So out of the
I've
results,
spent enough
though,
of my money on your other fucking game.
the results, though, 34% of the people that voted are still playing Call of Duty, 14% are playing Battlefield 1, 52% actually went with none. They both suck.
Internet wins.
So,
Man, it's like the election.
what do you say though? Like,
We just found out that we have 34% of retards following us.
right.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Damn,
So,
shots fired.
So the first question I have for you guys, and it's just based off of our poll, is why is Call of Duty kind of lost its appeal, and why has Battlefield maybe not taken advantage of that? Go ahead, Mike. You look like you're about to say something.
Well, I was waiting to
so go
see
for
someone
it.
else. It's really kind of simple. Call of Duty has spent so much time trying to be like, oh, let's be more futuristic, and keep getting closer to Halo, Titanfall, and Destiny, and all these like space games. People don't want to fucking play that when they play Call of Duty. They want to play that game that they included it with it, so way you'd spend $80 fucking and actually pick up their fucking game this year, Call of Duty 4, where it was just fucking war. You were just normal guns, none of this fucking bullshit where you're robots and you have fucking fancy ass like laser blades and shit. No, they just want to fucking play war, and Battlefield just can't get its shit together. It plays really well. Problem is, people on it play like it's Call of Duty, and then you just lose interest real quick.
All right. Anybody else have an opinion on that?
I would say it's. Go ahead,
No,
Mark.
go ahead. I was just gonna piggyback. I mean, I don't think it has so much to do with like them slowly getting to like futuristic. Well, not slowly now. They're
basically there. They're just like fuck it.
They're
like Destiny.
Like the Iceman for God's sakes. But I think really what it is it's just become like that franchise that just constantly parades you every year with a new
Guitar
game.
Hero?
And like, granted, there are like 3 different developer teams that are like putting these games out, but like most people don't see that. They just see, damn, there's a new Call of Duty every single year, and it doesn't really change a lot. So I think that's really what's like.
So you're saying like Call of Duty's like the iPhone?
Yes. Jason, you win. I'll give you all my points.
Give me a sec. I'll use that analogy because Call of Duty, even though I'm not a huge fan, probably has one of the best mechanics in most shooters. It kind of brought like the modern shooter like out right now as far as like multiplayer and things like that. Most games that exist want to be like Call of Duty.
So it's the keystone, but now only the like diehards follow it.
You mean all the mechanics that it essentially stole from Halo, right?
No, I mean they did it much better. I think they have like the twitch shooter down packed. Like that's one thing that you can't take away from Call of Duty, but I think it lacks in other areas, sure. But Sure, it's the iPhone of shooters. It's reliable. It's always gonna be the same. It's not gonna be like crap if you like it. If you don't like it, then who fucking cares? Buy another game.
I like how he spun that. That was good.
Yeah, right. He fucking turned that around real quick when you brought in the iPhone. he came pro Call of Duty real quick.
Go ahead, Jake.
Here's
what
the
you
thing
gonna say?
between Call of Duty and Battlefield 1. With Battlefield 1, you have a game that requires people to think. It's not easy. It is not an easy game. Versus Modern Warfare, where you can literally be a 12-year-old, pick up the game for 5 minutes, and get a 20-kill spree. Like, so you have this accessibility that's there for Call of Duty, which also ruined the game, like, honestly. Like, it made it so it was a bro game, which was cool in the beginning, and then it just kind of got overwhelming with the trolls and shitlords on the internet for that. But Battlefield has always been this highly tactical shooter. I mean, it's not Rainbow Six tactical. It's not, planning tactical, but you do have to think about what you're about to do. It's a long run back from a spawn point. You can't just run and go right at somebody's face and hope to live. Like, you have to sneak around. You have to plan on what you're doing. You have to plan on what point you're going to. No, not at all. You actually, camping's really bad in Battlefield 1. You can camp easier in Modern Warfare than you can in Battlefield.
Yeah, you camp in Battlefield, and you're gonna fucking sit there for an hour, maybe get one kill.
And then you're gonna get fucking bombed by a plane that flies overhead.
Yeah, that guy driving the tank is thinking very tactically.
Oh yeah,
Just shooting fucking random rockets.
Well, no, that's the way he's discussing it is the way you should play the game. Problem is, bros pick up the game because like, oh, it's so much better than Call of Duty, and then they play it like Call of Duty.
Play the game with your pinky out because it's so sophisticated. It's
I don't play Call of Duty because bros play it.
Even though I picked up
to college, I'm not gonna play Call of Duty because he plays it. What?
Like, there's not 12-year-olds
That
playing
was literally
Battlefield
what
screaming the
made
N-word.
so funny, right? Like college bros. Like, I'm not lying here. Like, that's what made Call of Duty as a franchise, was that
demographic.
energy drink swilling demographic. Like, we all worked in a game store or a store that sells games. When people walk in, that they're a Call of Duty fan.
It's
Like,
you can tell that they're here for Call of Duty or Madden.
They have the hat
Oh,
on.
there goes the burn.
Yeah.
Right? A hat that sits like this on their fucking forehead.
Or like this.
I did not get we're going to Arizona. What the fuck is this?
Apparently they wear theirs to like fucking wind resistance.
Bill goes straight up.
All right, Wes, you got anything to round out that before we move on?
There's nothing really to round out that. I personally prefer Call of Duty because it's fast, it's frantic, it's fun. I get on there, I talk shit, and I'm constantly moving. I don't stop. I play Battlefield, and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
I want it.
Let's do this. Here we go. Okay,
It's a troll game.
Still going.
That's all it is.
I'm still going. Okay, there's someone way down there. Okay. Oh, this is fucking boring. Let me get in this plane. Oh, not that. This is boring as shit too. Like, I don't. Battlefield's boring to me. That's the only reason I don't like it. If it was more fast and frantic, I'd be all about it.
Why don't you play so you're talking about Conquest mode, which is the largest mode, which holds 64 people. There is a smaller, more intimate mode that's only 32, so it's 16 on each side.
Intimate.
Intimate. Yeah, you can get real close with them people.
What do we
Kill
have
them real
next,
good.
Jay?
32 strangers.
All right, so
Battlefield swingers.
Can annihilate that ass like a Palestinian village.
I'm going to say though,
Is if there's a Twitch-based shooter versus a not Twitch-based shooter, I'll go for the not one. If I'm going to play a Twitch-based shooter, it's not going to be fucking Modern Warfare. It'll be Overwatch.
That wasn't the question.
Is
Yeah.
Overwatch?
So
So
let's start
your
with
toe.
this then. So the best multiplayer shooter in your opinion is Jamar.
Well, there's going to be a surprise because I've played three multiplayers this year. One, granted, being a beta.
It doesn't have to be this year. It could be whichever one.
Oh, I'm going to say the ones that I have. I have a shout out to another one as well, but
Okay.
I, like Jake, have a very sophisticated taste of first-person shooters. So I don't normally go for the norm like Call of Duty or Battlefield. The game I actually really enjoy, which I think gets a lot of shit, just because either the release window or because it was a Xbox exclusive, is Titanfall. Like, the multiplayer in that to me seems really fun, and I know it's not for everybody, but I really like the fluidity. It's very fast. It doesn't allow people to like camp and just hide out because you have to move around. It rewards you for that. So the multiplayer is amazing. There's a mode called attrition, which basically pitch two teams against each other, and then you fight NPCs to gain like points to get your titans. It's just awesome. And when I play it, it's just chaotic and like insane. There's explosions. It's amazing. And then you can ride on the back of a titan. You can take down a titan as a pilot, or you can get into another titan. It's just a very, very fun game. Like very, very fun. I don't ever get that moment of just like, well, this is stupid. And even if you are dying, you can still help the team in other ways by like taking out NPCs and growing the like your score. So I think overall, it's to me, my opinion, my favorite multiplayer. The second shout out would be Shadowfall. Killzone, yes, Shadowfall was amazing. I spent a lot of time in that multiplayer. It worked. It was that right amount of heavy, like Battlefield, but also it was still twitchy and like closed and quartered in. So those are my two. Overwatch would be in there, but I only played it for a weekend. So
we got a new follower on Twitch. Sorry, I just got notification on my phone.
Because I talked about Titanfall.
That's because
okay.
It's gotta be. All right, Jake. What about you? What makes the best shooter?
So
what's the best?
My favorite first-person shooter, Wes actually brought up in the group.
Doesn't have to be first person. It can just be a shooter.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be my question when it came to my turn.
I thought it was
multiplayer. So
multiplayer shooter, first person, third person.
Yeah, multiplayer shooter.
Third person too?
Why not?
You said
because fucking Gears of War isn't worth it.
Hey, fuck
no,
you!
I'm not.
You eat a dick.
My personal favorite one is not Gears of War, but it's a third person one. But we'll get that.
I know what Jason's
That's
is.
the only acceptable answer for a third person
SOCOM.
shooter. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I'm going to stick with first person. All right, I'll stick with first person.
We need to stick.
It was a game that came out on PS2, and it was the perfect bridge when you look at first person shooters. It's the perfect middle ground from what we were doing with stuff like GoldenEye to what is now Time Splitters 2. It is literally the perfect multiplayer shooting game. It was hectic. It was fun. You could think about it. The power-ups you could get during it, like power-ups. The characters where you could design what your guy looked like a little bit more, or at least choose your model versus like generic soldier to generic soldier, generic soldier. The story was funny as shit. Like the comedy in it, and it was just overall fun. Like I wish they would make a great sequel to that. The shout out for current game would have to be Overwatch. I have not sunk that much time into a first person shooter in a long time until Overwatch came out, and I think I'm like probably 100 hours in on Overwatch. It keeps being entertaining, mostly because the way they do it, they bring out a new brawl, which is kind of a new mode every couple weeks. Whether it's mystery hero, so every time you die you get a random hero, or they made a soccer one that they put in there, Lucio Ball, that was really fun, and they keep it fresh, and they're bringing out new characters. Sombra's, I think she's out now. I've been out all weekend, so I haven't logged on. But Sombra's either there or coming soon. She looks fun as shit, annoying as shit, but fun. So every character design is great in that game. The mechanics are really well done, except for fucking Roadhog's hook. But whatever. So Overwatch and Time Splitters 2.
I like that dude.
All right.
Mickey Belly.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I like him.
I have three, so go fuck yourself. Okay. So all three of the games that are on my list, I put in so many hours. I'm not going to admit on here because then everyone will probably unfollow us and leave. The first game I think is the best shooter of all time, and the one that I've played the most. Does anyone have a guess of what it could be?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Nope.
Warfare 2.
Nope. Not even Call of Duty.
Oh wow.
GoldenEye.
Nope. It's Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is a game that I put in so many hours, and I loved all the mods that were released, and I could play on the fucking Monopoly board, which is random as shit, and it was a ton of fun. I actually met some really cool people on there, and that's actually what started all my online multiplayer with gaming. Next was Halo 2 on the Xbox. Halo 2, I hate Halo. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Halo, but I played the shit out of that game, and there was nothing better than Halo Head back in the day. And then my last one, which is a tie, is Modern Warfare 2. Because when I was playing Modern Warfare the other day, the remastered one with Mike, I realized that man, I missed this game, and then I realized how many hours I put into it, and then I just got really sad at my life, and I'm about to do that again. But those are the top ones. Those are I think the best shooters.
All right. What about you, Mike?
Okay, so I'm gonna have two. I'm not gonna quite be like West and have three. I'll start with my second one. My second one is Modern Warfare 1, because it, as we discussed earlier, is kind of like the jumping point for where shooters are today. It plays great. You don't have to sink a lot of time into it to still have fun and not spend the entire time dying. That's the one thing. The one downfall for Battlefield for me is if you don't play it consistently and level up with everyone else, it kind of cripples you a little bit because they have better stuff than you, and because of the way the game plays and it's so much bigger, it's harder for you to keep up then. Where Call of Duty, it's kind of like this middle ground where it doesn't matter if you have the best gun or the worst gun. You're all there, and you could still beat someone who's at level 50 while you're level 1. My number one game, though, is Gears 1. And that's because the 4-on-4 is just kind of like perfect for the way the game plays, because you get that intimate, like, teamwork aspect. Yeah, you like that word. Teamwork aspect of where you want to work together to, kill the other 4 guys, but you also can just jump in as a random with other people and go and just run and gun too and still win and not screw over your team. Where with the other two options of like Call of Duty and Battlefield kind of things, Battlefield, if you don't work as a team, chances are you're going to lose. And Call of Duty, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's all basically just whoever has that one guy who goes like 27-0 on their team. Where Gears, it was always like a 50-50 shot if you were going to go in and win. If you had a good team, then you probably have a better chance. But other than that, it was a lot more interesting and didn't get boring after a while.
So, Mike, were you one of the people that were complaining about games feeling too heavy or slow?
I was complaining about
Jamar and Mike.
About Siege being too clunky and heavy.
Because Gears of War is the fucking clunkiest, heaviest shooter ever
No, because
made.
they do it
like,
well, though,
you just
because
fucking stomp around like.
That's
like,
true, but you can still sprint.
Like no.
Yeah.
Where in Siege you don't sprint. In Siege you just kind of casually jog.
The only time you have to.
You're in a house.
The only time you
Run
have to
inside.
sprint in Siege is to get to the building. Other than that, you don't move that fast in that game. That's why I never.
You want to peek around corners. You're not just going like sprinting down a fucking hallway.
That's it though. With Gears, you have the option of both. With Siege, they've got you so heavy and clunky that you're literally stuck just being slow. There's no option that.
I don't know why you're entertaining with this argument. You're comparing a third-person shooter to a first-person shooter. A third-person shooter could be weighted because you're using cover and things of that nature. Whereas, like a first-person, you're walking down a hallway.
Like how is that even
Siege? Do you snap the cover in Siege? Because if so, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wasn't able to.
That's honestly probably my biggest drawback to Siege.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, you can have a fucking shield though, and then you have a deployable cover that you can duck behind. Like,
it's not the same.
It's not the same as being able to actually like stick to the wall and then aim behind it and see.
Argument: if we can compare a third-person shooter to the weightiness of a first-person shooter, then Last of Us is a horror game.
All right, so before we move on to the worst one, I'll just get mine out real quick. Kind of like in the same lines we were talking about. I actually love the first Rainbow Six Vegas. It's one of my favorite online shooters ever. I love the cover aspect of it. It's first person, but when you go into cover, you have that third person mode where you can kind of peek around corners. You had like tools and attachments that could help you see around things.
Camera under the door.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, things like that. Like you had to work together as a team to get objectives done. I love there was a VIP mission where one of your teammates was randomly selected as like a guy in a suit that just had a pistol, and your job was to get him to an extraction point. Like modes like that, like it's not just about how many kills you get; it's about how you can work together with people to get an objective completed. Which brings me to my other favorite online shooter, which was SOCOM 3. I loved the SOCOM games for PS2. They were so much fun to play. I met a lot of people playing those games, like people that like I even kept up with when I moved on from the PS2 to the PS3. You had to work objectively with people. You couldn't just go run and gun. They had the vehicles that they worked into it, so you could get in like the big insurgent vehicles, and you had the turret. That was one of the first games that you could get into like the turret guns and stuff like that. So if it was a bigger map, you could drive around. You didn't just have to walk everywhere. You had the people that you could snipe, and they could unlock the ghillie suits and hide in the grass and stuff like that. So overall, I like the more team-based objective games. Rainbow Six, SOCOM. I even kind of like Siege a little bit, even though it doesn't have the cover button. I didn't like it so much when we played the beta, but when we just did that free version last weekend, I really enjoyed it. I thought they fixed a lot of the bugs that because really our biggest problem with it when we played the beta was matchmaking. First of all, because we kept getting kicked out of rooms and we couldn't get all together, and even when we did, after one match we would get disbanded again, and it got really frustrating. They fixed that. That wasn't a problem.
And now you just get people who are way further ahead of you in the game.
But then when we got a couple people on our team that weren't further ahead of us, it evened it out. So just two people that knew what they were doing helped the three of us out.
It's because we were busy shooting each other in the head.
And you have moments like that.
I still need to fucking take that off my PS4 so I can fucking make a video.
And even like, I really liked Modern Warfare because that was another one. I loved playing the objective-based games, like Control Points and Demolition and games like that. I hate team deathmatch. I'm not one for kill-death ratio. I could care less. But I like the games where I could strap on a riot shield and go sit in a corner and try to like secure an objective. Yeah, you like that?
Overwatch.
One of my favorite things to do in Call of, I think it was the first Modern Warfare. There's that map where you're on a rooftop and you have a control point on this side, control point on the other side in an office building, and then you have the middle one outside where it's contained. And what I would
so you would just sit on the
Modern Warfare 2? Okay, so Modern Warfare 2. No, yeah. What I would do. No.
Fucking crane shots. That's what you're talking about, right?
What I would do is I would have a riot shield and I had scavenger on, and I would throw a C4 at the one control point, and there was a spot in the office. I would go and hide behind my shield so nobody could see me. So when they went and stepped on the objective, I would detonate the C4, kill them all, go pick up the C4, and go hide again. I had so much fun doing that. I just got a satisfaction out of it every time. They would say, somebody's taking C. They were dead. It was so much fun. Anyway, all right. So moving on.
Jason camping.
All right. So Jamar, what's the worst multiplayer shooter you've ever played?
Well, I guess you gave me a sneak peek at these questions, and I kind of took them in a different direction because you put like a series that needs to die and all those things. So
that's coming up. We're still going back.
For worst multiplayer, I don't know. I guess I don't have anything that's like the worst of worst. If I had to choose one that I would probably never play again, it'd probably be Battlefield. But I don't really have anything that I just like absolutely hate and think that it is the worst thing ever, outside of like possibly Battlefield.
All right. So Jamar, the one who likes everything. Wes, what about you?
I hate Medal of Honor. And I really wish they'd quit making them. And it seems like they did. They tried to revive it.
I think they did.
It seems like they tried to revive it, and it flopped again. And
dude,
it wasn't
really bad.
ATVs on that, dude.
It wasn't a good game again. So I think it's officially dead. But I can't stand Medal of Honor. It's a piece of shit.
All right, Jake.
I mean, none of them are like. Nowadays, all of them come out and they're at least fun for what they do. I might not necessarily like what they do, like Call of Duty or Gears of War. I've never been a big fan of Gears of War at all. It's just not my style. You know, like I have nothing against the way it plays. It's just for some reason it's never been fun for me to play it. But in terms of like worst one or one that needs to stop, I mean, honestly, you saying that you love the SOCOM games was kind of made me laugh inside because I fucking hated those. And I'm definitely glad they don't make them anymore because those are fucking awful. I remember trying to play. I think I played SOCOM 2, and it was just fucking ridiculously like clunky and bad and connection issues.
That
was the first one for PS3.
Yeah. No, that was SOCOM 2.
SOCOM 2 was PS2.
There was first
It
SOCOM,
had,
SOCOM 2, SOCOM 3, and then there was like a
Confrontation.
They all came out for PS2, and the
Yeah.
first one, the ones that came out.
I thought
for
Confrontation came out for PS3.
No, the ones that were out for PS3 were awful. Everything that came out for PS3 was awful.
Yeah, because they had the first one for
that.
PS3 was
I just
online
always
only, and the
Oh,
fucking
you're right.
servers were
It
shit. That was Confrontation.
It was SOCOM 3 Tactical Edition.
Oh.
Was the last one that came out on PS2. Then Confrontation came out
So-
on PS3.
And I think my problem with SOCOM was when SOCOM, the first two came out, I was still playing Rainbow Six on my PC, like the original Rainbow Six games, where you got to plan like what your AI did. You're like, okay, here's a plot point, like the overall map. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna clear this room, and like I was still playing those. So when I tried to go into SOCOM, it just didn't have everything I wanted it to have for something that wanted to be tactical.
Yeah, but
So,
I mean,
I
it was
would
your
have-
first. The first couple, like the first SOCOM, that was your first edition.
I'm still not gonna play them. I'm just going. You don't have to try to convince me to play them.
The third one was the best one, but whatever.
Yeah.
But all right, so I think Mike, what's the worst shooter in your opinion?
The worst shooter, in my opinion, is fucking Titanfall 1. Because I was so fucking hyped for that game. I bought a fucking Xbox One for that game. And tell you how terrible it was, I returned the Xbox One. It was fucking awful. I was so excited, and then it had like 2 maps and like 1 or 2 game modes, and it was just repetitive as fuck, and it was boring. After a week, I was just like, wow, I'm already done with this game. I feel like I'm just doing the same thing over. Like, it was worse than the repetitiveness of Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty is bad, but at least you have like 10 maps to go through and 4 game modes. You just didn't have that with Titanfall. If Titanfall had more maps and more game modes, it could have been great, but it was just
Like it does now.
It probably does now, but fool me one. They got me for fucking between the $400 for the Xbox and the fucking $250 for the fucking collector's edition. They got me for.
Why did you buy collector's edition for a game that you never played before?
Because I was excited for it, because it looked fucking amazing. Because as a kid, I loved Mech Warriors. So when you combine that with like basically Call of Duty, I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's do this.
Did you sell a kidney to buy that shit? Jesus Christ!
So
How
it
do
was
you get
Mike.
$6 from?
Throwing this one out here for you, Mike. Did you see that they're making another Armored Core game? Because I'm fucking pumped.
Right? That's fucking exciting.
Shout out to Armored Core. Wes brought up a good thing in the chat, but he didn't say it to you guys. So Mike going on and on about Titanfall and buying a PS2 for that must have been like people who bought the PS3 and played Haze and fucking died because it was awful.
I want to change mine.
Haze.
I know. I hate Killzone.
Oh, that hurts.
Killzone's up there.
Hey, Killzone.
I like Killzone.
I never
It's fun.
got it. Like I never got what made it unique. It was just very generic whenever I played it.
Yeah, and then like Killzone 3 came out, and it was like, oh, this is fucking great, and I was like, let's play it. That sucks still.
It did look amazing.
It was
You
fucking
could not-
beautiful.
And
It was the most beautiful shooter on the face of the earth.
It
Like
looked
nothing
beautiful,
compared.
Yes.
oh,
Played
Hey,
awesome.
One's the most beautiful one, but you guys aren't throwing any compliments for it there. Like, fucking,
Well, yeah, I mean,
can't expect tomorrow.
Yeah,
to
but
be,
I mean,
like-
you've got like snow and like pretty things compared to the desert. I mean, come
It
on
was-
now.
yeah.
oh,
it
dude,
was
like
pretty.
That's like comparing
Yeah,
Christmas to like a kitty litter box.
there are fucking maps on Battlefield 1. So during the story mode, there's a part where you're flying in a plane, in a test plane, and there's
Already
pilots
out.
against you, and the fucking Barons come at you. So like the triplanes, the red triplanes against the sun, it's fucking amazing. Like it just looks so like it's the first time in a long time I've had a video game make me go, holy shit, that
I
looks
thought you were
good.
gonna say cry.
I thought he was gonna say cry too. I'm a little
From the
disappointed.
sheer beauty.
No.
He's just like, oh, it brought a tear to my eye. Just a single one down the cheek.
Battlefield 1 is one of the best looking games in a long, long time. You might hate it mechanically or whatever, or be like, oh, the desert's ugly and it's bland, but if you play any of those other maps, it's
Like-
fucking phenomenal.
No, it looks
Battlefront
great.
is just
Looks
as
great.
pretty,
It's just a
so-
shitty game.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't like that I don't have enough people to fill a full team to actually play it properly. So I just
And that's part of it too, because I think if we played more of these games all together, we would enjoy it more. Because I enjoy
decisive.
when we're all playing the same game, because
which never
if we're all
happens
on the
now.
same, if we're all on the same team, we can actually work together rather than being with random
Oh.
people.
You know, Mike's just gonna sell in a week.
Fuck you.
That's true.
Mike
Mike
does
does get
sell
rid of
it
it.
in a week.
That's because I get bored with them because either we don't play it, so it's like, oh, I wasted $60 on a game that we played once.
You sold it. He doesn't say
No,
anything.
I'll wait like a fucking month, and we'll play it like 2
happens.
times, and I'm just like, okay, I'm
He's
wasting.
like, oh, I'm so busy, guys.
We're busy
No,
people.
he's
Like
so-
we can't play every night.
Busy people, but then I
sometimes.
see Jamar constantly online playing other games. I see Jake
In
constantly
fairness to
playing
Jamar, half the
shit.
time his system's on, he's not by it.
I never.
Oh, I know.
said
He
the
fucking
PlayStation
pauses his
stop.
games. I don't know how the hell his PS4s don't die. Like, I don't know how you
Have
go
the
through
new
one
one.
every 3
Have
weeks.
the Pro.
Oh shit, we lost Wes. All right, I'll go over.
Wes
the one
lost
that I
interest.
had real quick while we're waiting on Wes to come back, and then we'll start on to the series that needs to die. Even though I think we probably already have part of the answer to the questions there, but I hated the Infinite Warfare game. I downloaded the demo, I played 3 matches, and I just completely uninstalled it. I was thinking about buying it because I wanted the Modern Warfare remastered, but I couldn't justify spending the money on a game that
Hey,
I
you can
know
get
I'm
it for
never
$60
gonna
on
play.
Black Friday.
Still, I don't
Still
think I
way
can
too
spend
much
60 bucks
money.
for it.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
I don't know. I want
Just
I want the Modern Warfare remastered. I don't really want the Infinite Warfare.
That's
It'll be
fine
on
then.
sale
You
for
just
like
don't buy.
20
Like, I don't even know if I have the fucking Infinite Warfare installed. I just have Call of Duty 4 installed.
I
But
like it.
don't you
I
have
like
to have
it.
the disc?
You have to have the disc, but you don't have to install the game because together
I
they're like
mean-
100 gigs.
All right, so let's start with Jake on this one. What's a series that needs to completely die out, just be done? That hasn't been died out already. It hasn't been killed off
I'm
already.
sure I'm going to get shit for it.
Swear to God, if you say
because-
Gears of War, I'm driving to fucking Arizona and I'm murdering
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to say Gears of War. I'm totally going to say Gears of War. Because when I played it, I've always
my fucking
understood
keys.
why. Yeah, I've always understood why people liked the game. But you had such a good cap of a trilogy. I hate when games do that. They have a storyline and a trilogy, and Halo's totally guilty of this as well.
Halo's
Yeah.
super guilty
But
of it.
you
They
have
fucking
a
just
fucking
no.
trilogy that bookends, and then fucking Gears of War 4 comes out, and it's his fucking kid. I don't want to play as the fucking kid. I don't want to play as his son. Like, give me Marcus Phoenix, and like then I guarantee you he dies at some point in that fucking game.
Well, yeah, it's in the trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They have
So,
that
like,
huge
I-
emotional trailer that
like-
just gets me every time, and it's just like, oh, he's about to have his head ripped off. And I'm like, oh, that game's gonna
like,
make me
it's just
fucking
so
bawl
dumb,
like a bitch.
Why? It just seems so unnecessary. Like, you could have gone and did a totally like, all right, hey, we're not going to continue with Marcus Phoenix anymore. Give me fucking 3 other people or 4 other people that aren't related to them. I hate this shit where everything has to be related in a video game. Like, these universes are so huge. You have an entire planet that's infected by this shit, and we're following the same fucking family.
Mortal
Like, I
Kombat.
hate it.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's kind of
like,
Star
it-
Wars too, though, man.
Exactly.
yeah.
No, it gets me on Star Wars too. But like Star Wars had it where they had all the books and they had a whole bunch of other
Yeah,
stuff
but-
going on that now don't exist. But at least Star Wars, you have stories about like in Clone Wars. That's why I loved Clone Wars so
Yeah.
much. You had you had the stories about the clone, the shock trooper, ARC troopers. You had all these side stories that they told that really helped build the universe. But Gears of War just never built the universe they had. It's always this fucking 3 guys, like, and you're just like, oh my god. Whereas, and like I said, Halo's guilty of it too. But I think Gears of War needs to stop because
You
it's not
need
even
to
the
stop.
original developer anymore. Like Cliff,
Oh yeah,
was,
Cliffy B
okay,
left
here's
after
the-
3.
once the creator leaves, let it go. Like, just let it die. Like the same thing with
Let it
Bioshock.
go.
The next time they announce a Bioshock and it's not Ken Levine, I am going to be hesitant as fuck.
No, you're not gonna go
Because-
buy that shit. Don't lie.
No, I will be.
It's-
I'll probably buy it, but I'm going to be hesitant. I'm going to pick it up and I'll be like, oh, why are you?
I think he's gonna spend the entire time texting me going, "Oh, it's so good."
Jake, did you like the God of War games?
I played them, and I liked the first 2. The third one didn't really do much for me. But yeah, that's guilty of the same shit. It's,
Yeah, I was just curious because the
but
original
at
developers that
least
left
they're
after the second
building
one.
it more. They're building their universe out more because it's not Greek mythology anymore. It's Norse mythology. So at least they're switching something up like that. Whereas Gears of War
He
4 is
killed
still
all
the
gods,
fucking
man. He
Yeah,
killed all
but
the
it's-
gods. He's got
True.
to kill
Can't go anywhere from there.
I don't know, but I'm giving them credit for going towards
Yeah,
the Norse.
yeah.
Like, that's cool. Like, that might get me more interested in it because I've always been more into Norse mythology. So that has piqued my interest more.
Yeah,
than
like
if
that
there's,
time for
oh,
Halloween when
God,
you dressed up as a
War,
half goat
like-
man from Narnia.
I'm really disappointed in myself because when we talked about the best multiplayer first-person shooter, I didn't mention one of the games that I think is one of the best first-person online shooters to be released in possibly ever, and that's Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Why the fuck did we not mention Borderlands?
I was going
I
to, but then he
didn't
said
put
I could be
Borderlands.
third person, and I was like, well, fuck Borderlands. I'm going with Gears.
I didn't go Borderlands because I felt like it wasn't. I would thought we were doing like multiplayer.
Yeah, that's
like,
another thing. Is I thought it was PvP, not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. PvP.
Not
But
co-op.
I always put, for some reason, I always put Borderlands as an RPG. It's like Deus Ex. Like, Deus Ex is a fucking great game, but it's an RPG. It's not really a shooter. Like, you know
Well,
what
I mean,
so, like,
it's mainly a
I don't
shooter,
know.
but it has RPG elements.
Well,
That's
since,
what-
when they advertised it as a FPS RPG. So
Yeah, but
so
one of the
who's
best.
up next for the worst?
Go-
Series that
go
needs to
with-
die?
but it's not.
We'll go with
Not,
Wes on
it's
this
not a
one.
competitive FPS.
Series that needs to die, Wes.
Two series that need to die. One, Rainbow Six, and two, Ghost Recon. Fucking hate both of those game series.
Wait, did you see the new one?
No, won't give a shit. I don't even
Oh my!
is the new one that one that they have like they
Is
called
it
in the
the-
helicopter and the Jeep and shit and the fucking
Dude.
E3 thing?
I remember the last one they
It's like-
released. They were giving a demo on E3, and they're like, "Look, let's tear this gun apart." Like, who gives a shit?
No, the new
Advanced-
one, Wildlands, is fucking GTA. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but it's like so. It's
playing
not so
that we
complex.
played GTA.
Yeah,
like-
it's like it.
We're gonna
I
play
think it's gonna be.
Tomorrow,
That's-
me and you are going to be playing the
I'm
shitload of
totally
Ghost.
getting it. I'm totally getting it.
I don't
Dude,
wanna
it's
see
like
it. It does look
it's
cool.
like Rainbow Six, but like you plot everything out, but it's like open world and third person. Like, oh my god, I can't wait for
Far
like
Cry meets
Like
GTA
smartest
meets
game.
fucking Rainbow Six.
love third person.
Far Cry. The first
Actually,
two Far
sounds like a
Cries
lot
were
of
good.
fun.
It
The
looks fun.
first two Far Cries were good, but I don't. Since two, I haven't liked Far Cry.
4 was fine.
Or yeah,
I didn't even try it. I didn't try it.
I tried 4 and then or was it 3 or 4? I tried one of them and then I
They
just
both
kept.
get
I think it was
pretty-
4.
pretty
I just
same.
kept trying to run over rhinos and getting killed, so I just gave up
Yeah,
and
that was
returned
4.
it.
That was 4.
All right, Mr. Positivity. What's a series that needs to die?
Okay, so again, because all games are good, I didn't pick a series that I think needs to completely die.
Oh my
But I
god!
did pick a series that I feel like needs
Fucking
to
Mr.
just
Rogers
chill the
over
fuck
there.
out. So like,
That needs to chill. What's the difference between chilling the fuck out? And dying?
He wanted to take a little vacation, not actually die.
yeah, like again,
So,
like
series that
annualized-
needs to be resurrected, which is our next question, or
no, it's separate.
all
I
right,
think
okay.
annualized games are like annualized games is like a killer for this industry. Like I get that it brings excitement, it makes money, it's fine, but it really kills certain series. A good example is Assassin's Creed. Like getting Assassin's Creed every year is just like it's annoying as fuck. It's cool, and then you're excited, and then the game comes out, and you're like, this is fucking Assassin's Creed. So taking time off to like adjust the thing, like adjust your idea, make new features, and all that good shit is needed. Again,
Assassin's Creed did. I mean, they
yeah,
did take
exactly.
it off,
They,
so.
they did, and it's going to probably be a smart thing. I'm kind of excited to see what they
No,
have.
look what we get. We get that shitty looking movie.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
mean, just don't make a movie in the meantime. But I feel like what it is it's kind of a sports analogy. But this is what Call of Duty is doing. They're instead of like actually taking time and practicing. Now this is kind of a hard analogy because there is 3 developer teams. But instead of taking time and practicing, they're playing more like how baseball is. Like they don't really practice; they just play as many games as possible, so they get better over time. But that's where you get games like Infinite Warfare that is just basically a very small incremental like leap over the previous game. And it's like they're not really taking enough time to learn from each other in a good way. So I think maybe taking maybe every other year would be awesome. Or even like, could you imagine if we had like a Call of Duty like every 2 years and it was like a big event? That would be kind of cool. But I don't want the series to die because I think it has a place in gaming. But I think annualization is the worst, and I'm so tired of seeing a new Call of Duty every year. They're just gonna start packaging it with old games just because they're like, hey, we can't stop making them. They just keep coming out of nowhere. So don't kill the series, but just chill the fuck out. That makes sense, right?
I can see that. All right,
Cool. Yeah.
all right. So then let's get into a series that should be overhauled or rebooted. So how about you, Mike? What do you think?
I've got 2. I've got one that needs overhauled, and that is Star Wars Battlefront. Because that was let down as a motherfucker when that came out. Super excited, and they're like, oh, we're just going to, have like a couple game modes, couple maps, nothing special.
Did you
No story mode at all.
$100 to get that.
What's that?
Did you spend $300 to get that?
No,
game
because
too?
guess what? They didn't actually have any special editions, so I didn't have to worry about spending the money on it. Had it not
Did
had
you buy a
the,
system though?
I almost did. I almost bought the fucking
Oh.
Darth Vader system, but I decided against it. Yeah, once I
But
played the game,
let's be honest, the Darth Vader system would have been the best thing that came out of that.
it really
So,
was. It was like the best thing that came out of the entire thing was the fucking Vader system. Like my buddy Rob has it, and it's sexy. But that's my series that needs rebooted. One that needs, or that overhauled, not rebooted. One that needs to be brought back is Mech Warriors. That game was so much fun on PC as a kid, and I am so sad that they just stopped. I want to see that on console, especially them bring that back on a bigger scale. I just want to fucking play Call of Duty and giant robots the entire time, shooting missiles, and be able to customize my robot.
Titanfall.
No, that's not Titanfall. Titanfall, no, just no. Don't compare that to the greatness that is Mech Warriors.
Jamar, what do you think? What's your difference then from your other one?
Well, I have a series that needs like overhaul, and I guess I have a series that needs to come back since we're doing that. This one's on the fly. First, the series that needs to come back, which I thought was a really fun game, was Darkness. I don't know if you guys remember the first-person shooter. Oh man, that game was pretty awesome. It had some cool ideas and it had those little tentacle arm things that looked like dicks.
You?
Yeah, that was
They
like
would
super
talk to you
cool.
too, like
Man.
show up on the screen.
I feel like
They're
now,
like, you know, you want to kill him.
I feel like that would be an awesome game with like our processing power now of our systems. And then second, I think a game that needs to like be like overhauled and like come back out would be Resistance. I know it was like PlayStation's like, you know, competitor to Halo, but it had some really amazing things in it, like the weapons, for example, were like some of the coolest things. And it's just because they were so smart at Ratchet and Clank, they had like just so many awesome weapons in the game. The story was really good. I just think they kind of just went downhill because they realized it really wasn't a competitor to Halo, so they just started doing whatever the fuck they wanted. But that would be cool to have a reboot of that series. And
Resistance was fun for like
It was.
the campaign, but the online sucked so bad. I think that's what hurt it.
Yeah.
I think what gets me nowadays with games like Gears of War, Halo, more Gears of War and like the Resistance is like a spawn point will just visually show up and then just shit pours out of it. Like that just irks me.
Yeah, the
So,
monster closets, you mean? Like
yeah, monster closets, exactly. You're just
Right.
like, oh my god,
until
like
you
come
pass
on.
a certain part, they're not going to stop coming out.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's one of the most annoying like tropes. Like,
Oh,
I'll take exploding barrels all fucking day, but
Oh.
no more monster closets.
I did want to mention a game that does need to die because all games are good, but fucking Revolution, like Homefront, they just need
Oh,
to
yeah.
Oh my god, fuck Homefront. That was terrible.
I think after Revolution they're gonna stop. They're gonna
just
stop.
stop. Just stop. It was a good idea. It's just stop. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, Wes, what about you?
So Time Splitters was mentioned earlier. I think Time Splitters on today's consoles would be awesome. But there's two
thinking
specifically
Time
that I'd
Shift.
love to see come back. And I mentioned this one earlier. Black was an awesome PlayStation 2 and Xbox game that I think, again, if they brought back, could be fucking incredible. But the game that I really do want to see to come back, because I love both of the games, is Condemned. Condemned both Condemned games were amazing first-person. Not even really shooters, but they were a first-person game. But you did have a gun. But they were both scary and they were both so different and so fun that I'd love to see a third one.
Are you like Outlast? Have you?
I have it. I played it for
Fuck Outlast.
Uh,
10 minutes.
I just thought it was kind of neat idea with the camera and shit.
I unfortunately have it on the Xbox One, and I hate that console so goddamn much.
The Xbox done.
Mike, what about you?
Brick.
What's the question?
The overhauled or...
I think
You
did
did me
that.
Oh, did
first. Yeah, I was the first
Jay,
one.
Sorry, my fault.
Hey,
I want to add one to mine though. I want to add Time Shift from the
Jesus
PS3 to mine.
Time shift.
We only
Time
have a
Shift was
time
fun.
split.
I don't care. Fuck Time Splitters. Time Shift was fun.
no, Time
All right,
Splitters-
so yeah, no, I would agree with the Time Splitters, but I have two others that I would love to see come back. Siphon Filter. I want a Siphon Filter game to come back. Those games were the shit. Like, I love that game. Like, there's nothing better than tasing somebody until they light on fire. Like, that is one of the single greatest things you can do in a video game of all time. A long distance taser, and you just hold down the fucking button, and then it just bursts into flames after a while. And you had to think about what you were doing. You had to replay stages multiple times to learn where everyone is. And with how they changed Splinter Cell enough to be relevant again with Blacklist, it wasn't an awful game. They could probably do something similar. The other one that I want to bring up is Red Faction. Not shitty Red Faction for consoles. I want an actual Red Faction game for PC, like the original PC game.
Fucking Christ, Wes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But so Red Faction, when it first came out, was fucking amazing because it had
Whoa, we just got
geographical
crotched.
destruction, which no other game had at the time. So literally, like, if there was a locked wall, you could like blow up a fucking tunnel around the wall into another room. It was fucking fantastic. Like, there were so many great times and like little tricks and stuff you could do in the original Red Faction
You
game.
got all Red Faction.
I was pumped when they announced like the guerrilla war or whatever, and then I played it for like 5 seconds at a demo thing, and I fucking wanted to vomit. And I walked away. So I would love like a traditional like first-person Red Faction game to come back.
The original Red Faction's awesome.
So I kind of feel like I would like to see a SOCOM game done right. I feel like that's one that could be overhauled and redone and done right.
You
on a
have
newer
it, Ghost
console.
Recon.
Just had to go there. God damn it!
I'll be happy if Ghost Recon's like you say. I think I'm gonna like it. I'm kind of excited.
I think the thing too with SOCOM that I got, like, I played a couple games online and everybody thought they were an actual Navy SEAL
Really?
when they played that fucking
Yeah,
game. Everybody would log in, they're like, "All right, Tango," and they would try to use the speak and everything. And you're just like, "Oh my god, like, just play the fucking game."
Yeah, I'll give you that. It really was.
That was one of the first games that actually incorporated headsets though, because you had to talk to people.
Yeah, but like, okay.
I mean, that's
you
because
can
the
talk-
shitty confrontation one came with that Bluetooth.
Yeah, but you don't need to sit there and be like,
I'm talking about the PlayStation
"I'm
2.
Oscar Mike," and you don't need to talk like you're actually a fucking in the military.
Outside of the PlayStation 2 versions are the only games I count. when
Jesus
talking
Christ.
SOCOM. Anything that was on PlayStation 3, I don't count at all.
Everything's a fucking SOCOM advertisement in this book.
It's awesome.
No one mentioned Destiny at all.
That's because Destiny's fucking
that's
awful.
Anything.
Middle of the road. It's like
Yeah.
so like right there that like it's not like one of the greatest.
That's because it started off like, oh, that's an interesting concept, and then it
Yeah,
was
and I
mass,
really-
so then we just quit caring about it and didn't pay attention.
And I really like Division too. I just
AKA.
I think
Yeah.
I wish the
I
multiplayer
would've-
was a little bit different with how they did the Dark Zone.
Although
I like more.
a game hasn't hooked me as bad as that game has in a long time, and I had so much fun playing that game with you guys.
We
I
can.
would've put Division
I still
on-
have it. We can play it anytime you
I'll
want.
play
I got
it
rid of it because we didn't play it.
I got the platinum, so
You play it right now.
I'll go download all the new DLC right now.
Alright.
Yeah,
Let's do
there
it.
was a big patch for Division, and Destiny fixed a lot of the shit, I guess, in the
Yeah.
latest expansion for it. Apparently, it's a whole new game.
Alright.
That's kind of what you get when you release a game a year before it's supposed to be out.
So a quick around the horn. Then we'll start with Jake. Let's go just best shooter franchise ever. Period.
I thought we
Point
already
blank,
did
in your
that.
opinion. No,
that
We
was
didn't do that.
that was favorite multiplayer shooter. This is the
Oh,
best
so-
I
franchise.
thought that was supposed to be
So
best.
overall, everyone's going to hate me for saying this. Overall, with how much fun I had with the first set, Battlefield series, Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 1943, Vietnam, Battlefield 2, Battlefield Bad Company, all the way up to like Hardline. I didn't really play Hardline at all, but
Oh, that's
all of them up to that were great. Fun, at least, not necessarily great. The first 3 or 4 were fucking fantastic, and then Battlefield 1 captured what the original ones had. So I would put that up there. That
Still
and,
Battlefield.
So.
All right, Mike.
I'm going Gears of War because whether you have a team of 4 or just yourself and a bunch of randoms, you can fucking go in and wreck shit and have fun.
All right,
yeah, you don't have to be good at the game.
Jamar.
Oh man, I really do not have a franchise that is like the best.
You'd pick Uncharted.
I mean,
No, Last of Us, guys. Last of Us.
well, while we were having this discussion, I didn't know third person could be included into that, and I would have totally put Uncharted 2's multiplayer was the shit. It was amazing, and they fucked it up multiple times over and over. So I would say that would be, but that's not like obviously my favorite franchise. I don't know. I guess if I had to choose a franchise that was considered a shooter, I would choose Gears of War. Not so much because of the multiplayer on like PvP, but I would choose it for like the co-op, and like that was just kind of one of the coolest things to just pop in a game and play it right next to someone and like just go through the story. That was a really cool thing. Other than that, I don't really fucking
There's
care.
online
I
co-op
hate
too.
shooters. I hate shooters.
All right, let's close this out.
Oh.
Close this out on this one.
Call of Duty. I'm gonna pick Call of Duty because the first one was fun, the big red one was fun, but Call of Duty 2 when the 360 first came out, I put in a lot of multiplayer. I was just with my friends in the same room, and then Call of Duty 3, and then Modern Warfare changed the fucking game for first-person shooters. Like that completely changed the entire landscape, and that game sold a shit ton. And I think I put 7 straight days into that game. Not straight, obviously, but 7 days total added up playtime in that game, and then they fucking topped it. That wasn't the next year, but the year after, because that whatever that Ghosts or no, not Ghosts, World at War was shit. But then they released Modern Warfare 2, and I put like 10 plus days into that one. Modern Warfare 2 was amazing, and then they've had some that weren't as great, but it's just consistently fun.
Which one was the one when it had the big thing of like going and shooting up the mall? Was that Warfare 2?
That was Modern Warfare 1 when they went in. I'm thinking of the airport.
That was Modern Warfare 2. That was Modern Warfare 2.
No, it was Modern Warfare 1. I thought.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
It was 2.
It was 2.
It's a game. The level's called No Russian.
It was crazy too. Yeah. I played that and I was like, this is fucking nuts.
I literally got the game just for that.
Jamar just want to go fucking be a terrorist and murder a bunch of people at the airport.
It was cool. It was cool.
Like you going through, like people were running it. It kind of reminded me of like State of Emergency.
Yeah, the Rockstar.
Oh my god.
That's sort of reminded me, but that was really the only.
Fucking fat guy was.
I'm actually
the cello.
I'm actually going to agree with Wes. As much as I don't like the newer ones, just sustainability for how well it did and how much money it made and how awesome those games were. Both Modern Warfare 1 and 2 were 2 of my favorite online games. And not even just the playing against each other. I loved like the co-op online missions that you could do and things like that. Like just like some of the challenges that presented. And even the first Black Ops I thought was a great game. Like I really like the Infinity Ward. I like the Infinity Ward versions a lot better, but Black Ops was one of my favorite. I love the little RC car that you could drive around and detonate on people. It was great. But thanks guys. I guess that rounded it up. So,
I have a bonus question.
Yeah, go for it, Jamar. What's up?
What's the best team out of Tryhard, Sledgehammer, and you just said the other one. I can't
Infinity
think
Ward.
of
Infinity Ward.
Infinity
I
Ward.
like Infinity Ward better.
If you're going with the original Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
If you're going with like towards the beginning, like Modern Warfare era, it's obviously Infinity Ward. But now I feel like Treyarch is kind of taking the lead there because Black Ops 3 was fucking incredible. Like I didn't think I'd like it, and it was a ton of fun. And Treyarch really does zombies very well. Then every single time the zombies maps get bigger, get better. They have more Easter eggs inside them that you have to discover by yourself, and every single one goes together into this one big story, and they're a fucking blast to play.
I played that Zombies for a little bit because I rented. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I rented the Infinite Warfare, and I played Zombies for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Why is this cool?"
That's how I feel, Jamar. You're not alone.
Stuff like that though,
the map
is more fun.
Was so small. It was like
stuff like that's fun when you're playing with your friends, though. And those zombie maps, you can unlock bigger areas usually because it starts you off, and it's like a puzzle. So you actually have to work together to get certain things done. I loved playing some of the zombie maps and the older ones.
Like one of the maps on Black Ops 3, you had to go to these paintings on these walls, and you had to keep unlocking different areas. And then you had to slash a painting in a specific order to open a specific room that had the skull coming out of the ground. Then you had to collect souls. Like it's this deep fucking thing. And then once you collect enough souls, and that will go into this box down in the basement. And you go into the box, you kill zombies and fill that up with souls, and you build this bow and arrow that's fucking incredible. Like there's a lot to those maps that you don't know about.
Like there was one I think in the first Black Ops where you started off in this little room where there was like this thing spinning around, and it turned out you were trying to get people unlocked out of a room, and you had to go to like a ship, and then you had to come back, and like just moving around a lot. Like there's so much that you have to do. That one you had to shoot a rocket off, so you had to like go to like one side of the map and the other side of the map restore power. Then you could shoot the rocket off, and after you did that, you had to get like some special weapon. And it was just, I mean, it's like a horde mode, but it's still like there's an objective base to it, and it's just a lot of fun if you're playing with a group of people that you know. If you're playing with random people, you know, sometimes that stuff's not as fun. But when you play with people you know, it's a whole lot more fun, especially when people know what they're doing, and once you play it a couple times, you understand what you're trying to do. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good discussion on that stuff, guys. Thanks. Good job.
Yeah.
So anything else before we close it out?
Battlefield sucks.
All right. On that note,
Fuck Gears of War.
Fuck you.
so it's
Fuck
closing time.
Titanfall. Fuck Titanfall.
Oh, come on. Titanfall didn't do anything to you.
Yes, it did. It robbed me of like 500 or 600 bucks.
That's
You
your
would have just
fault.
spit it on
How
drugs.
about this? How about this? None of you could say anything bad about Overwatch.
It's because I didn't
No.
play it.
It's fun.
I don't-
Exactly.
It didn't
like
look
it.
interesting to me in the first place, so I didn't play it.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jizzard Blizzard, but I mean that
Yeah.
game's.
That game's for the PC elitists.
It's on consoles.
Jamar loves those elitists with his
Yeah.
big
I mean, when
As
Javon
the
and I played
Apple guy
Overwatch,
over there, fucking calling anybody else an elitist.
All right, we got to close this out so Jamar can go buy Watch Dogs. All right,
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2, best shooter of 2016.
all right. So we're gonna close this out with
Jesus.
the only rule of Fanboy Fight Club podcast that you must talk about Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Share us with your friends. If you're listening on Twitch right now, bring somebody with you next week, or actually in 2 weeks. Hopefully, if we have a show in 2 weeks, we still got to figure out Mike's living arrangements and if he can maybe piggyback
Find
off
a
of
home.
somebody's
Hey,
internet
just
for a podcast.
drive out here and do it from my place.
There
I
you
have
go.
to know where your place is, because I don't know where that is.
I'll text you the address.
I'd like to see if you're going to tell us on a live on Twitch.
Jamar literally lives like 5 minutes down the street too. So you
Oh,
can
we
go-
have-
Me
Voice
and
chairs
Cecilia
in
were
our
discussing it.
server.
I'm like, yeah, it'd be great if I just like we got live and I sat like walked in, sat down next to Jamar, and like pushed him
that'd
over.
be cool. That'd be good. So anyway, yeah.
You
so
have
you
to
must
sit on
talk,
my lap, and that would be
must
really
talk about share us on
sucks.
Twitch. We should have some backed episodes up on YouTube and on iTunes and Google Play here really soon, right, Wes?
Yeah, I got them all downloaded. Going to edit them. Probably not tomorrow, but I'm going to edit them this week.
All right. So we caught some technical difficulties on some of our older shows.
Not
So
typically
we're gonna have
so fucking Apple being a bunch of pretentious cockbags and being like, we don't like any certain type of video types because we're racists.
I took an extra day off this week, so I'll audit them all that day.
All
I
right.
have
extra day
no
off?
baby.
What day are you
So-
off?
I took Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday off.
I'm off tomorrow.
Thursday?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Oh. No, I think I'm off Thursday.
All right, come over.
He wants
If
to
you're-
have a
if you're-
powwow.
If you're off Thursday, I want to come over and play your VR.
Come
Anyway,
over. Come over. Come on, everyone. Come over on Thursday.
I'm
we
gonna
should-
have your guys'
We should probably end
comments.
the podcast.
Except you, Jake. Stay in Arizona.
Yeah, you filthy hippie.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, you can you can check out our YouTube channel with old podcasts on there, on top of some other content that we put on, like React videos, which we need to do more of, as well as like some gaming highlights and stuff like that from all the fun times that we have playing video games. We have a nice little Twitch channel. You can download old podcasts on iTunes and Google Play. You can check out our awesome website, which will give you links to all of that fun stuff, and that's fanboyfightclub.com. You can email us at fanboyfightclubpodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at BFC Podcast, and check out our Facebook page, because nobody ever checks out our Facebook page.
They really don't like us on
Facebook is for
Facebook.
Trump supporters.
Whoa!
Anyway,
Whoa!
Oh, jeez.
Whoa!
I found your
Whoa!
wedding cake,
You
Jamar.
you.
He's white. He's white. But that's your
That's
wedding cake.
All right.
Yes! Oh my God! You just send that to fucking KP.
That's pretty awesome.
All right,
I mean,
so
Destiny's
we're
here, so I know it's not yours.
Yeah, I can put Uncharted on there.
all right. So I'm gonna end us with a couple of questions. Will Jake go play Battlefield while listening to the song Battlefield by Jordan Sparks? Will Jamar be playing Watch Dogs with his pinky up? Will Mike be Google mapping a trip to Arizona to go punch Jake for his Gears of War comments? And will Wes #profit? Find out the answers to all these questions and more next week on actually in 2 weeks on the Fanboy Fight Club podcast.
Maybe.
Thank you and good night, everybody.
Hey, Wes, look,